Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode. So it's been a while, and this is obviously, given by the intro, a bit of a different video. It's going to be mainly some maintenance work and everything I've had to do on BMWs I need to catch up on. So it's going to be my BMW. I need to put in essentially the plastic cover that was underneath the car. Geez, I think since I serviced it and everything, I haven't put it back on. And then also one of the front covers actually broke. It decided to completely shear while I was driving down the motorway. You can see little plastic tabs that are broken right off the top of it. And along the side as well, which is less than ideal. So I picked up a second-hand one. It's about £8, not bad at all. And that obviously fits on the front. So I need to... Well, I've already got the car up on the drive-on ramps, and I can have a look underneath there and work with some space under the car actually. I need to see whether the screws are still intact at the bottom and go from there. Then, I decided to go to a junkyard last weekend. The whole second lockdown is now applied. And I picked up a grill. Obviously the chrome surround is broken on this one, but the surround on mine is fine. One of the little slats on the kidney grill on mine is actually damaged, so hence why I'm replacing it. Then I got the parts for Catherine's car. Her car, unfortunately, the air conditioner has decided to start making a terrible noise, and the pulley on the air compressor itself is actually making a horrible noise. And to top it all off, the air conditioner system stopped working, so I decided to check if it had any pressure in it. So hooked up my easy aircon gas, and the system had no pressure, so I was like, okay, it's a bit weird. Applied some pressure to it, and well, one of the hoses immediately started hissing. So while I was at the scrapyard, picked up a hose. I don't know whether it still is good. It looks fine, but for, I don't know, I think it was about £3, maybe £5 for the pipe. I was willing to take a stab at and see if it worked, so I'm gonna shove that in with the second-hand compressor I also picked up. Rather nice. And some bonnet gas struts, because the gas struts in Catherine's car are shot on the bonnet. Every time I work on the car, it decides to hit me on the head, which I'm not a fan of. So we're going to go ahead and change that as well. But in the meantime, we're going to quickly crack on with my car. It should be the simple one, literally change the grille, put the plastics on underneath, drive it off the ramps, and then we can start battling and swearing, trying to get all the bolts out to remove the air conditioning compressor. Because I went to one of these pick and pull yards, I know how to get it out already. I had a nice practice car to get this compressor out of, and it's going to be interesting. Luckily that car had the alternator already removed, so I could get better access to it, but I'm really worried because there's 3 very hard to reach bolts. Maybe I'll be able to get them from underneath. I'll have a look on my car now, and I've actually got, well, the covers are off, and I can see the bolts for the air conditioning compressor. I'll remove the plastic from underneath Catherine's car to get better access, but we'll see how it goes. So stay tuned for that, and let's go. All right, slight oil leak by my charge pipe by the looks of things. So I've got to look at what's going on with the O-ring there, and it seems to be pushing quite a bit of oil onto the subframe. This looks like it's been going on for a while though, and down the car a bit, and obviously leaking down onto the intercooler itself. Now you can see the old support, what's left of it is over here and here. Looks like the bolts failed on the front and it must have come down and literally snapped off with the force of the wind going down the motorway. So I'm just going to undo these bolts here, clean this up, and pop that front cover back on. I'm a tad concerned about that though, but maybe the turbo needs a rebuild. Or I should have a look at the crankcase ventilation system. There's probably oil passed by through that. Oh well, next on the service list. That's all cleaned up and put back in place. Now, when putting one of these covers back on an E90, always make sure that it fits above this line here. Not down there, way up there, because you see the little plastic, sorry son, the plastic fits quite snugly in there, actually locks in. So I'm dealing with sunlight coming from the other direction. It's making filming a little hard, but yeah, if it fits up over and above that little clip there, because this undercover here is going to fit in place here. And for anyone wondering, you can indeed see the air conditioner pump over there and reach it from underneath. So it looks like I'm going to remove the plastic from underneath of Catherine's car so I can get better access to that and those bolts, or else I am going to suffer trying to get in from the top. And yeah, simple enough to add the cover on. Now all I've got to do is just pop the grill in the place of mine. Should all be go. Alright, so I've got the car up on the ramp nicely. Now, first things first, I'm going to want to change these gas struts out, because although they might be holding now, it will endeavour to fall on my head. So to protect my head and my sanity, I'm going to change them out first. Then what we're going to do is move on to the air conditioner compressor. All the way down there. Down there. Now here is the actual AC line that is leaking and hissing. It's actually leaking from down there near the turbo itself. So that's going to be the challenge to change. So all this is going to come off, the drive belt's going to need to come off, and we'll go from there. So now I've got to just undo the drive belt and hopefully get some better access to that air conditioner compressor. Shouldn't be too hard. I mean, I say shouldn't be, but I suppose we'll see. And then of course you can see the line over here, that is our problem. So yeah, let's pull this off as well. Get some better access to everything down there as well. Undo that, pull it all out. So I got that cover off, got that out of the way. I've taken the belt off. I'm going to leave it roughly in the shape it needs to be, just because it just makes it easier for me to remember how the belt layout goes. Now I need to remove that cover from below, and I think it's better if I take this charge pipe off here. So I'm going to take this cover off to get to that as well, so I can just get some better access around the side to the pipes themselves, because they're just going to be a nightmare. Well, it is now 4:15 in the evening, and it's already getting dark, so I'm going to call it a night. I have got the compressor swapped over, the line swapped over. What was left of the refrigerant in the bottle I have managed to put into the lines, and it's holding pressure, so it looks like that line is working. It's all sealing well, so whew. And all I need to do is just get another bottle of refrigerant, plug it in, fully charge the system, and put all this back together. Let's have a look at this quick. So, as you can see, I've got the new compressor in, got the new line in, so that's all good. Now the only thing left to do is put the charge part back on, sensor, put the drive belt back on, the cover, and everything else, and yeah. Other than that, it's holding pressure, it's not hissing anything, but like I said, there wasn't much pressure left in the bottle. But on the plus side now, if I take this little cap off, and I'll just give a little press on the valve, there we go. So that means it is holding pressure. Mainly because I can't hear anything leak in here either, so that's a huge plus. So in the morning I shall put this all back together when I have more light. I mean, the camera does a really good job of showing you more light than there is. So till tomorrow. Welcome back to day 2. So it is a typical British weather day, and it is raining ever so nicely outside, so I'm very grateful I pushed through last night and got everything fitted and connected. And the last things I need to do now is obviously just put that tensioner back on, put the belt back in place. I just want to fire the car up just to make sure there's no weird squealing on that new compressor, because obviously I couldn't rotate it at operating speed when I found it in the salvage yard, so it's a bit of a luck of the draw thing to know if it actually works, so I suppose I'll find out. So I think I'm going to throw you guys on a time lapse, and let's go and jump into this. Oh, there we go, that's a notification for my Halfords order for the new can of air conditioner refrigerant, because the existing one is completely empty, all out of pressure. I suppose I have topped up the Supra twice and the BMW half a time until it leaked it all out again, so yeah, but at least the new system is holding pressure, so win-win. Cap. As you can see, new lines in, compressors in, and we just gotta pop all this back together again. Just pop the boost charge pipe back on, engine cover, the rest of it all as so. So I think I'm gonna pop you guys on a time lapse like I said earlier, and let's get on with this. Alright, gone ahead and got the belt on and the charge pipe in. I'll just get this plastic cover back on to the pulley. There we go. Just for that tension on the pulley, just to cover it all up again. And I've just tightened down the clasp there that holds the pipe to the turbo. Other than that, we should all be ready to go. Let's give this thing a start. Okay, we're all ready to go. Let's give this thing a start and see what we get. Seems all right. Oh, I can just hear that pulley squeak now. Time to go find out which pulley is actually making that squeaking noise. Okay, well, I don't know if you guys can hear me, but the pulley that's creating all the noise is the tensioner. So the moment I spray any sort of lubricant on it, it quietens right down. So I'm gonna need to replace that tensioner. But that's good news. At least the air conditioner compressor itself is quiet. Put back together. Now I just need to go ahead and put the under tray back on, and then we're all good to go. I'm gonna obviously order a new pulley. There we can see it. Because that tensioner pulley is worn out, making horrible squeaking noise. I don't know whether you guys could actually hear me over that clip, but lo and behold, we'll go and do that and pick up the refrigerant and refill the system and see if it gets nice and ice cold. So I think I'm gonna pop that cover back on and go pick up the refrigerant, and then I will pick this up when we fill this thing up. Okay, got it hooked up, got the new bottle in. Let's apply some more pressure, shall we? Cool, let's keep it in the green. And I can't hear any hissing or leaking, so that's promising. Right, now I'm just going to start her up and see whether the air conditioner works. Okay, turn the speed up a little, all the way down to 16, aircon on. That is starting to feel like AC. Yep. Oh, such a difference having working AC in the car again. And a quiet compressor. That was the main thing with the old compressor as well, that it was also making a horrible squeaking noise, and the pulley has obviously just started that noise as well. Because every time I put a little WD-40 on the pulley itself of the air compressor, it would actually stop making the noise. And obviously I noticed the last 2 weeks or so there's been another louder squealing noise, which is obviously the pulley for the tensioner, which I have now ordered and hopefully should be here, and I'll change it out next weekend. But good news is Catherine's car has working AC, nice and ice cold. And yeah, what more could you want? So I think I'm gonna, on that successful note, close the video out here, and you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you hopefully soon with some more Supra content. So I'll see you guys then. Ciao.